Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first combination college football and professional football video here. We're going to be going over the Longhorns game against UT San Antonio, the Roadrunners, and the Week 2 matchup for the Cowboys against the Saints, which, oh boy, a lot to be said. A lot to be said about both matchups. So, I'll start off with Longhorns versus Roadrunners. Once again, shaky start to begin with. It was kind of the first quarter. I really don't like it when we're shaky in the first quarter, but we keep doing that. But yeah, kind of a shaky beginning, but we kind of got better as we moved along here as usual. And then the big thing happened. Quinn Ewers was injured again. It's like the third time since 2022 season that he was injured, that he's been injured. It does, from what I've heard, it doesn't seem too bad. So, but like, yeah, Ewers got injured again, and then we got Longhorns fans panicked, and then remembered, oh wait, our backup's Arch Manning. So this was Manning's first time like going in and having to like actually like play a game where it's not yet set in stone yet whether it was won or not. Like, he's not playing in garbage time. And so he goes in, and holy crap. So I know it's UT San Antonio, it's the Roadrunners, it's not like a crazy Power 5 team, but like, that was an insane true introduction for Manning. He got quick touchdowns on a throw. He got long rainbow throws. And granted, again, Roadrunners, the guy was totally uncovered. But that was crazy. He ran like 60 yards for a touchdown. A Manning with wheels. That's incredible. So yeah, it was just a dominant performance. It was like 60 something to like 7-14 or whatever. Yeah, by the end of the second half, it was very clearly, it was very obvious we were going to win this. We crushed the Roadrunners at home. So yeah, I'm not too worried with the Ewers injury because it doesn't seem too bad. A. B. Our next two games are against Louisiana Monroe and Mississippi State for the bye week. And then we have that bye week. And then we go into the Red River rivalry. So we got two winnable games. Again, I don't want to say, oh, we got this in the bag, because we don't. It's never a good idea to say that. We have to play the team we still have to go out there and play Louisiana Monroe, play Mississippi State. That we have to like get those, we have to take those wins. They're not given to us. We have to take them. But I think Archie will be capable of steering the ship here for those two matches while Ewers is healing up and getting ready for the big true test, which is Red River, and then immediately after Georgia. So I'm not too worried at this point. We just have to focus in, win these two games, make sure that Ewers is absolutely as healthy as he can possibly be for Red River, and just move on from there, and hopefully continue on our path. Take it game by game, win. But yeah, it was a very, very strong win for the Longhorns. Again, it's UT San Antonio, but we're in good hands with Manning. We got a good schedule when it comes to the injury, and hopefully this doesn't set us back too much. All right, now let's go on into not the Longhorns in the world of college football. So the noon window, I decided the game I would watch would be the UNT Texas Tech game because UNT is my second team in college football. And oh boy, they got blown out. It was like 50 something by the half. Just And like, here's the thing. I say that I watched it, but like, really, I have like homeworks and stuff that I need to do, and so I was like over to the side, doing my homework while the TV was on the other side of that room, and I couldn't see what was happening, but I could hear what was happening, and what I was hearing was the Lubbock crowd going crazy every other minute. I'm like, oh, that does not bode well for UNT. And sure enough, when I was finished with what I was doing, I went over and saw it was like 50-something to like 7 or 14 by the half. It was not a good day for UNT. And by the end of the day, it didn't matter. It was like 20-something, 16. It was like 66-21 or something like that by the end of the match. Yeah, Texas Tech totally crushed them. And all I say is, hey, UTD has never got blown out by 50 in football. We never lost a game in football. So who's the better team now, AAUNT? Yeah, the other game I was kind of paying attention to was South Carolina. I didn't, again, the main thing I watched in the noon slot was the UNT Texas Tech game, but I did catch up with the South Carolina LSU game towards the end. I didn't see any of like the garbage like referee calls that were made and stuff, so I can't really comment on that. What I did see was the missed field goal to tie the game. South Carolina fandom is pain. I don't have any other way to explain that other than it's pain. Losing the game on garbage ref calls, losing the game on a missed field goal, pain, pure pain. Being a South Carolina fan, I feel sorry for y'all. What else in that time slot? Florida State lost to Memphis. They are just, it's not looking too hot. I mean, I don't think Norville is on the hot seat because you don't come into a season after an undefeated season where you frankly deserve to be in the college football playoffs, and suddenly you're on the hot seat because you're 0-3. But I do think DJ DJ Undies, he's terrible, and they have to bench him at this point. Like, it's so bad. I mean, failing all else, you got to change something, and that seems like a pretty easy thing to change for Florida State there. Texas A&M, Florida. Oh God, Texas A&M, Florida. That was an awful. How do I put it? It got rain delayed for a couple of hours there, and to me that says not even God wanted to watch Texas A&M and Florida play. Why was this on? Why was this an afternoon slot on air television? It's Texas A&M, Florida. They're so bad. Notre Dame crushed Purdue. It means nothing. Notre Dame season's over. And like when you're hoping that Northern Illinois wins their conference, gets into that group of 5 slot, you know your season's kind of done. So again, Notre Dame did crush Purdue, but it doesn't matter because Notre Dame is a joke. So other games that I watched in the afternoon, God, there was, the scheduling's awful. There was too many big games in the afternoon slot. We had the Civil War, between the match between Oregon and Oregon State, the Apple Cup between Washington and Washington State, and the backyard brawl between West Virginia and Pitt, all happening at the same time. Why? That's so dumb. Those 3 deserve their time. I don't get why they were all put in the same slot. That was a really dumb thing. But the Civil War, very much Oregon's, they were in control of that the entire time. The Apple Cup, that was an awesome. That was the main game I was watching, and that was a fantastic game to watch. That was a really tight game, a really close game, all the way down to the wire. And Washington State pulled. I'm pretty sure it was an upset. Like, Washington State won that, and it was a really good game. Yeah, definitely of those 3 I mentioned, that was the best one. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the backyard brawl that much because I was way more into the Apple Cup. Apparently, I should have because Pitt made a 10-point comeback. So, but like, yeah, don't really have much to say about the backyard brawl other than I want to apologize because I'm pretty sure I called Penn State, West Virginia, the backyard brawl back in week 1. It is not. Oops. Did not mean to do that. So, yeah, backyard brawl went to Pitt in a comeback. But again, I didn't really see it because I was watching the Apple Cup. So the last time slot, the primetime slot, I was mostly watching the Longhorns game in that one. So I didn't really get to watch as much of the other ones as I wanted to. But like, from what little I did see from them, UCLA, Illinois, that was very lopsided in Illinois' favor. They completely dominated UCLA. I'm not sure why that one was the primetime game and not the Apple Cup, but sure, whatever. But yeah, Illinois looked really good. Their matchup against Nebraska is interesting. I'm kind of feeling Nebraska is more likely going to win that, but that should be a good game on Friday. The other game, Colorado State versus Colorado. Oh man, so many people are mad about that because, you know, Colorado won. Deion Sanders won that as a coach. And people really don't like that. So yeah, but like, yeah, Colorado State was just didn't do very well. I was really hoping that Colorado State would get a field goal before the half, because then they'd have evoked the curse, and I could have saw that Colorado State win. But wait, no, it did. They did evoke curse. It was 28-3 at one point. I'm wrong about that. It was 28-3 at one point, but I guess it didn't work. Then the curse wasn't evoked, so Colorado State won that. Disappointing for r/college football, but I don't care either way. I don't hate Deion. I don't like Deion. I'm neutral on him. So not much of a dog in that race for me. Which race I do have a dog in is Georgia versus Kentucky. Georgia almost lost that one, and it would have been so... Granted, them nearly losing got the Longhorns into the first place slot and them down to 2. But still, Georgia nearly lost that. That would have been awesome, but Kentucky just couldn't do it. Couldn't convert on fourth downs. Couldn't accept when, hey, going for it on fourth down was not a good idea. And just Georgia was able to scrape by and win that. And yeah, the look on Kirby Smart's face, it gave me I'm in favor of execution and everyone on the team should be executed vibes. It was crazy. But like I mentioned, that close call led to us being in the number 1 spot. That's a scary position to be in, because I do not want to lose it, and I don't want us to slip up here in the easier part with these next 2 games before we get into Oklahoma and Georgia. So again, I keep saying it because it's really important. You have to play the opponent right in front of you. You can't take them for granted. You have to take wins. They're not given to you. Please, Longhorns, don't do that. And I'm going to explain why you shouldn't do that, because now we're going to go over to professional and the Dallas Cowboys. So, Dallas faced New Orleans in their home opener on Sunday, and let's just go through. So, Saints get the ball first. They score a touchdown. Okay, Cowboys go take their turn. They get a field goal. All right, fine. I would have liked a touchdown, but it's still early in the game. 3 points is fine. New Orleans scores again. Then the Cowboys get the ball, and they score 3 points again. It is 6-14 now. It's a little concerning. New Orleans gets the ball. Immediate rainbow to one of their players. I forget which one. and they are up 21-6 immediately. Yeah, it's where's the defense? Where's that vaunted Cowboys defense that everyone's hyping up all the time? Because it sure wasn't in that Saints game. So, as you can see, they scored a touchdown every single drive for their first few drives, and when they didn't score a touchdown, it was like an interception one time that immediately gets thrown back to us because Dak threw a couple of interceptions. One of them, it was not his fault. The receiver slipped, and then it got intercepted. The other ones were completely his fault, and just the Cowboys did that thing I hate that they do when they look past their opponent and let them and just play down to them and lose games that they should win. This was one of the games that the Cowboys should have won, and they didn't win it. And now it's 1-1, and we're playing the Ravens next week. And then we're playing another difficult team the week after. And our schedule is one of the more difficult ones this year because we were the freaking 2 seed last year. I'm struggling to say with confidence the Cowboys will even make the playoffs to lose in the first round this year. Because if we lose games like those, and I know we're going to lose games like the ones against San Francisco, like the ones against Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Those are, I just don't see how maybe we scrape by, but I don't, and get into like one of the lower slots in the playoffs, but it's not looking good. And maybe I'm back here next week and we beat the Ravens and I'm going, oh, Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. Not realistic. But like, it's a frustrating loss because you know this team should be better than that. To not let the Saints score every time, to like not kick it whenever we stall out in the red zone, to not stall out in the red zone in the first place. Just, yeah, an ugly, terrible loss for the Cowboys. We are getting memed. We are getting laughed at. Pain. So, again, now I'll talk about everything else in the league. So, Lions and Tampa Bay played. Baker still looks really good. Lions lost in their stadium in a close one, but Tampa came out on top. Lions in general look good, but they had a few, like, you know, Gibbs and Montgomery were running really well, but then why is Goff throwing so many times? Granted, it's not because, you know, their passing play is bad, it's just that their running was so well that I don't really know why they weren't leaning in on that a little more. I'm struggling a little here because I was mostly watching the Cowboys game, so I don't really have a lot to say about the other noon slot games. I'm trying to think. Jefferson had a crazy 98-yard touchdown. That was awesome. Unfortunately, he got injured, which is really concerning for me because I'm in fantasy. But yeah, that was a great. That was a cool moment. And also, Minnesota beat San Francisco in that game, which, again, Cowboys fans, so love to see the Niners cry. Yeah, and then afternoon game was Cincinnati, Kansas City. That was a close game. Cincinnati always seems to kind of have Kansas's number. Like, they were playing really well against them. They got plenty of turnovers on them. They were scoring. And then the 2-minute warning happened, and it was a close game. It was a close game. 2-minute warning happened. I decided to go to the bathroom at the 2-minute warning, and I completely missed the end of that game. Oops. But apparently there was like a bogus defensive pass interference call on Cincinnati, and Kansas won that game. So yeah, NFL's not beating the Kansas or the main character allegations anytime soon. Like, yeah, that was a decent game from what I saw. Again, like I said, I had a bunch of homework, so I was sort of coming in and out of watching and not watching because I had to take care of that first and foremost. But yeah, that was a good game. Next game I watched, Bears Texans. Yeah, Caleb Williams still looks like a rookie. Like, he doesn't look like abysmal, but he still very much looks like, okay, yeah, this guy is learning the ropes, learning welcome to the NFL kind of thing. Like, it was a really rough game for both sides because nobody could really get anything going, especially towards the second half. And like, both of them kept giving each other opportunities to take the game over, and neither offense really did. And so that was a really knockout, drag out game there, and not like the high scoring kind, the more like the defensive battle kind. But like, so that was, and Texans won, by the way, which, yay, Texans are kind of my team in the AFC, because I mean, if you couldn't tell, Cowboys fan, so like obviously Houston's going to be the number 2, because Texas, like Houston won that. It was not a pretty win, but it's a win nonetheless. And Chicago, I wouldn't say there's concerns around Caleb. It's more so there's growing pains around Caleb. He's like he hasn't. I haven't seen anything from him that I wouldn't be like, okay, yeah, that's way below what a rookie should be doing. That's concerning, sort of thing. It's more like yeah, those are typical rookie growing pains. Like the defense, like outside of that, the defense is still really good for both teams, and especially for the Bears, which, wow, the Bears defense carrying its offense. I never heard that before. Like, yeah, that was a decent game. Monday Night Football. I saw that it was Falcons-Eagles. I was like, oh, that's obviously going to be a blowout. Eagles versus Falcons with Kirk Cousins in primetime. No way that the Falcons are going to win that one. So I didn't watch that one. And then I wake up on Tuesday morning and check my phone. Eagles, what happened? What happened? How do you lose to Kirk Cousins in primetime? How? Like, oh. That eases the sting of the Cowboys' embarrassment a little. And like, granted, there was also, the Giants losing, that also eased the sting a little. But Giants losing is typical, which I didn't really talk about because I didn't really watch the game. But I heard that apparently Washington didn't score a single touchdown. It was all field goals, and they still won. So yeah, that's the Giants for you. But yeah, that's pretty much week 2 of the NFL and week 3 of college football. Everything I want to talk about. The Longhorns game against the Roadrunners, the Cowboys games against the Saints. So next time is Longhorns at Louisiana Monroe, or not at, Longhorns versus Louisiana Monroe, and the Cowboys against the Ravens, which, that game's gonna not be pretty for the Cowboys. The Cowboys can't beat a team that's gonna end the season with a winning record. They just can't. They haven't done that in forever. Well, outside of the Lions game, which was won by them on a BS call by the refs, but like, that was the only time. I think that was the only time we beat a team with a winning record in like the past year. So yeah, that's not going to be pretty. But yeah, that was my thoughts on football over the weekend. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Be sure to subscribe and check out all my other stuff. And till next time, bye.